What's going on, guys? Today we're training back and hamstrings. We're going to hit the back from all the angles and focus a lot more on improving the general thickness. So yeah, let's just jump straight into the warm-up. I usually start with an external horizontal staff rotation. I do around 6 or 8 reps and then put my hands closer and closer to increase the tension. Just make sure that the staff touches your back and that your shoulders are in position so they don't lift up. It's a very good exercise for your general health of the rotator cuffs and your shoulders mobility. Then I do these head rotations to stretch the traps muscles. If I don't do this, very often my neck will get stiff and I will move like a robot for a whole week, so yeah, better do them. I do around 2 or 3 rotations for side. Yeah, just make sure you're stretching slowly so you don't get injured. While training back, there's a very important movement to take in consideration, which is the scapular retraction. This one is very important because it will let you focus a lot more on your mind-muscle connection and it will help you squeeze a lot more your back during your workout. I usually use the rowing machine. I let my shoulder blades retract and then I protract them. I keep them squeezed for about 2 seconds. So here starts my first warm-up set. I do about 2 or 3, upping the weight till I get to the working set. While doing this exercise, just make sure you're squeezing the harder you can your back, and if you are upping a lot the weight, just make sure you're not cheating too much. So for my superset, I'm working with the lat pull down. For this exercise, it's very important that you stretch your lats, but be careful to don't put in danger your shoulders. To do this, I retract my shoulder blades and then I pull down. Another thing very important is that you keep your arms very firm, so you're not using too much triceps. Keep your chest up and back straight. For the lat machine, make sure you're keeping your lower back straight and you're arching your upper back so you can have a better contraction by closing together your shoulder blades. Make sure you're not pulling with your biceps but with your elbows. I did 3 drop sets of 3. After that I did my reverse grip cable rows. This exercise involves your lats, your traps, the muscles of your scapula and the rear delts. For the nature of the exercise, for the reverse grip, it lets you pull extra far into your body, giving you a very good contraction. So make sure you're stretching in the eccentric part of the movement and keeping your back straight in the concentric part. The only exercise I did for my traps in this workout was the Dumbell Shrug. For this exercise you really have to put your chest up, retract your shoulder blades and elevate your shoulders until you have a very good contraction. I like to stand a little bit bent forward, so I engage the full part of my trapezius muscles. Yeah, and if you take a look, my elbows are not straight, they go a little bit back, so I can activate even more the traps muscles. Now it's time for hamstrings. I did 3 supersets of hyperextensions and stiff leg deadlifts. For the hyperextensions it's really important that you don't use your lower back, so you have to keep it straight and you have to engage the most of your hamstrings. In the eccentric part of the movement, make sure you're stretching them, and in the concentric part you really have to contract the glutes and the hamstrings. Keep it up for about 2 seconds and you will have the best of it. Make sure you're not going fast, in fact you really have to take it slow or else you won't feel any contraction in the right muscles. Regarding the stiff leg deadlift, you have to grab the bar shoulder width with a shoulder width grip. As you stand up, retract your shoulder blades and from here lower the bar, keeping your legs straight. As you feel a deep stretch in your hamstrings, you are going to drive through your heels, flexing your glutes to bring the bar back to the starting position. Just make sure you're keeping a neutral spine through the entire motion. As the last exercise I did leg curls. As you can see I'm going really slow. The weight is not high either, so I can have a better contraction. If I up the weight I tend to go faster, so it doesn't feel right anymore. Usually after this one I do good mornings. I do 2 sets of 10, but this day I was kinda lazy, so I didn't do them. So here we have it, guys. This was my first YouTube workout video, let's put it that way. I'll take a little bit of time to introduce myself. My name is Alex Neamco. I'm Romanian, but I actually live in Italy. Sorry for my bad English, but what I know, I learned it from video games and working with clients. And yeah, I'll do more videos for sure, because I enjoy them, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you. I'll let you to some cheeky posing.